NIO with about 3,000 on the insurance registration side of things, 2,900, 3,000. I've seen both numbers put out there. We'll talk specific models in just a second. But first, I wanted to start with this, the playlist. I've got it pulled up because we've been tracking weekly data for a very long time now. The main reason I do this is just to get an overview and notice things like the last week of a month, typically for NIO, has better numbers. And so that sets things up nicely for the first quarter guidance. It looks like NIO will come in and hit their first quarter guidance, which was 31 to 33,000 total vehicle deliveries. Now we'll have to wait till the monthly numbers come in from NIO for March. This weekly data is not shared by NIO. And so that's why I say it's sort of an approximate, an estimation. But again, it looks like we're setting up nicely, especially with that, historical trend by NIO of the last week of the month being strong. So more on that in a second. This is the specific breakdown from Thinker Car shared. And so in the most recent week, March 18th through the 24th, it appears the ES6 with about 1,000 units, the ET5 and ET5 Touring with 1,100 units, the EC6 with about 400, and then the other four models delivering about 400 roughly. So again, this is an estimate, but then if we look over here and sort of then step back and go, okay, if we're about 27,000 for NIO, and there's a full month or a full week left, in the month of March, which is the last week and the last month of the quarter, this first quarter, then that guidance of 31 to 33,000 looks like it's certainly attainable, especially with the full week ahead and it being the last week of the month, typically when NIO's numbers are better. For example, if they only need about 4,000 to come in, that is very reasonable, very doable for NIO. The highest we've seen NIO do on the weekly numbers is 5,700, I believe. I think we've seen 5,500 a couple times. So, maybe we don't see a 5,000 number, maybe we do, but even at 4,000, it looks like they're good to come in within their guidance range. So I wanted to highlight that. I do think this first quarter was and will be the slowest and worst of this year for NIO on the main brand, the NIO brands. But we've got to wait and see. The competition remains fierce in China, and it's still a slow adoption, the premium segment over to pure battery electric vehicles. So there is still a lot that is kind of unfolding and developing. But drop it in the comments. I want to hear from you. I've got a lot more that I need to come back with more content on. So let me get back to work. Thanks. We'll see y'all again very soon.